morning. It is currently 6:10 in the morning. I wanted to wake up at 5:30 and do yoga, which I do about 2-ish to 3 times a week. I would love to say that I could do that every single day, but unfortunately my sleep patterns sometimes do not let me do that. And if I am struggling to fall asleep and it's like 11:30, I'm sleeping in until like 6:30 to try to get as much sleep as I possibly could. And that's what happened last night. I couldn't fall asleep, so I pushed my alarm back until 5:45 and I got up at 6. I do have a little extra time to relax and eat my breakfast and just not rush to get ready this morning, which will be nice. I thought it would be fun to take you in another day in my life as an assistant teacher. I did one of these before and it was like my most viewed video, so I decided to do it again. I am an assistant teacher at a very, very small private school, so all of my days look very, very different. Some weeks I fill completely different roles than what is even in my job description to fill, but my main job description is to be the kindergarten assistant teacher. Every morning for like an hour and a half though, I do go up to the 1st and 2nd grade classroom and I help out in there. I'm kind of just like K through 2 assistant teacher basically at this point. And then I do fill in a lot in preschool and in the other grades. Last week I had to fill in for 3rd grade math. And then I also had to fill in for preschool last week. So I wear a lot of hats, but that's kind of what makes it really fun. I kind of don't even know what I'm gonna do each day. Sometimes it's like completely unexpected what I'm gonna do. I really enjoy it. So today is going to be just a little bit of a day in my life doing just that. First up is breakfast though. I am starving. I ate dinner at like 4 p.m. last night, or yesterday. That's not even last night. So I am very hungry. Breakfast this morning is a banana and a little concoction that I did yesterday, which is just some Too Good Greek yogurt, vanilla flavor with cinnamon and chocolate chips. Every morning that I get up and I have a little bit of like extra time to just relax, I am always so indecisive about whether I eat my breakfast while I watch Gilmore Girls or I eat my breakfast while I read a book. I think watching Gilmore Girls is gonna be what happens this morning. I haven't started this book yet, but this is my next read, so I don't really want to like start it right now and just read like 4 pages and then have to stop. So I think watching Gilmore Girls would just be the smarter option, obviously. Smarter, right? Right? Netflix has a new feature where it likes to call me out. You see that? Have I watched Gilmore Girls 5 times through? Yeah. Do I need to be reminded of that every time I go to watch it again? No. I forgot that I need to wash my water bottle, so I'm gonna do that really quick. I need to free it of any little kid germs that got on it last week. So she's gonna get washed. You're balancing on a kiwi. I hope you stay. Make sure to always take out the silicone part of your awala. She's done. Now I need to make my lunch before I get ready. Today's lunch is going to be a veggie sandwich and whatever sides I can find. All I do is a tomato, cheese, mayo, some form of lettuce or spinach, and banana peppers. And it's delicious. I was super nice to myself last night and I laid out an outfit for myself, so I don't even have to think about that this morning. Now I just have to go get dressed and wash my face and brush my teeth. Now for the part that you're actually watching the video for. I'm going to work. It is also pouring rain right now. It says that that's gonna stop in 20 minutes, so I'm kind of hoping by the time I get to work and I sit in my car for a few minutes, it stops, but it is coming down. Don't know if I have an umbrella. Oh, I do have one. Oh, thank God. Oh, and it's a nice one. I'm also really hoping that it lets up because I do not like indoor recess. It makes the kids so hyper, especially kindergartners. They need outside recess. So, really hoping it lets up by recess time. I hit like every green light on my way to work today, so I don't think I stopped a single time. And I go through probably a dozen lights and I didn't stop a single time. So that was amazing, but it just started pouring again. It stopped for like a second, but it just started again. So I'm gonna sit for like 3 minutes or something and then head on in. I just hate the rain. I also didn't wash my face yesterday morning. I only missed washing my face one time and I already have this pimple and this pimple. So that's what I get for being unhygienic, I guess. It is currently 9:57. I am on my first break. The kids are out at their first recess. I love not going out with them the first recess because the first recess is always the coldest. So I love that I don't have to go out with them. I'm eating my snack. I have saltines and a sumo orange. We do these things called book bags, and they each get their own book bag, and we fill them with like 5 or so books and we switch them out every week. I started that last week, but I didn't finish it, like switching them over. So I have a couple that I need to finish, and then like on my break, and then I'm gonna go up to the 1st and 2nd grade classroom. For now, I'm eating my snack. We've had a pretty okay morning. Definitely some kiddos testing us with their Monday blues and their Monday hyperness and their Monday energy, but it's honestly nothing new. It's fine. Today for literacy, I don't know if you can see that, we did the digraph CH, and we thought of words with the digraph ch in them, and then they did a little CH book with a bunch of activities in it. That was our literacy. We did morning meeting before that. My job during all of that is basically just to make sure that they're sitting in body basics, their voices off, making sure that they're not fighting, putting out fires, basically. They're definitely testing us, I think, because it's Monday. We also got told by one of the parents that one of them didn't really sleep a lot, and we can definitely see that today, that he did not sleep a lot. I can just hear them screaming. These are their book bags, and then I just take books all from our library and I refill them with it. This kid though, this was a book that he bought the classroom, but he loves reading it, so I just keep it in his book bag, honestly. What else does he have? Hop on Pop, because that's at his level. Farming, Llama Llama Red Pajama. I'm going to be a firefighter. Oh, and then just like a leveled reader that's at his level. I'm gonna put those ones back that were already in it, refill it, and then do that again for a few others. Reading kids' books is actually one of my favorite things ever. Like, I love our little library and doing this little job. I love it. The 4 I picked for him were a Sea Star, because this not only has less words and ones he can sound out, but also really good pictures. Plants Feed Me. This also is more words that he could sound out, and it's not overwhelming, because this kiddo can get pretty easily overwhelmed by things. This one has no words that he could probably read, but let me get to the actual page. Lots of really great pictures. And then another book that he could maybe sound out some stuff, Pete the Cat. It's a level 1 reader, I think. Yeah, it's my first reading, so it's the most basic level that I could get out of leveled readings. So these are gonna go in his bag, and I'm gonna repeat that with a couple others. This is something really cool that we're doing, and we have to finish it later today. They're making their own x-rays. So they did a hand-painted hand, and then we have these little bone pieces that look like an x-ray. So the paint is like the skin and like the outside of the x-ray, and then the bones are like the bones of an x-ray. I get a big kick out of things like that. I just love activities like that. Think about how much I would have loved that when I was a kid. Like making my own x-ray, I would have loved that. So, and they really, really enjoy it. They, even though it's like a very fine motor skill thing, and like they do have to wait for each piece to be handed out like one at a time, they do it so well, and they're like silent because they're so excited about it, and they're like, oh my god, I want to make this good, and they like really carefully put it on in the right spot. Definitely recommend. This is what they're gonna do when I'm gone. They're gonna do make new shapes. This morning I pulled these out of their math books and I stapled them together. And it's just like making new shapes with other flat shapes, like they made a square with triangles, kind of getting that idea into their head. I only have about 3 minutes to eat this. I'm gonna hurry up and eat this and go on upstairs. It's now 11:33. All of the kids are up at lunch. I have all my veggie sandwich pieces. I always have the option to go upstairs and eat with everybody else, but I don't really like doing that because I just, by this point in the day, I need like 20 minutes of just silence. So that's why I just eat in here, or I eat down the hall. I eat wherever is silent because I need it by this time. I also sometimes usually have something else that I need to get done during this time for like our afternoon, but it's Monday and she basically has everything planned out and made, and anything that we needed I did this morning. I actually have like a whole lunch and recess break with nothing to do. Usually I'm like cutting something, stapling things, putting something away. I think I see things that I can put away, so I might do that. But yeah, for right now, I'm just gonna make my sandwich and just sit in silence. The first and second graders were working on making their own community. And so they're like building their own community out of cardboard, but they're in like the planning phase of that. So they have to draw every building, and they had to decide what was gonna be in their community. And they learned about like transportation back in the old days versus like new transportation, what homes looked like back then versus what they look like now, and they like got to decide what kind of versions of those things they want in their communities. So that was cool. I got to help with them prepping that. But yeah, today's been kind of chill, not too stressed, thankfully. I'm gonna do a couple bits of cleanup and just like organizing. Like, why are there colored pencils up on the board? I also have all of these books that I need to find a place for, and I don't know how to do that, but I have been tasked with that job, so might try to figure out some place to put all of those and those in our library. I'm not really sure how. These are all holiday books, which is kind of why they're all just in a basket. How cute this one is, the Halloween play. It looks like the mouse from the mouse, if you give a mouse a cookie, but it's not. Skeleton hiccups. This might actually go along with our bone unit. It's more about holidays rather than bones. This is seasons. We Witches Halloween. That is so cute. Who else read Corduroy? I loved Corduroy so much when I was young. Okay, yeah, these are all Halloween ones and winter ones. I don't know. They're about to come in for recess to get ready for recess, and I don't want to be here when they get here, so I'm gonna move locations. It is 3:40. Our afternoon turned out to be actually so intense. One of the kiddos that we've been having a few really good weeks with kind of went back into their old ways today. That was a little bit of a struggle and a little bit of like, why is this happening? Did something change here? Did something change elsewhere? I have no idea what happened, but they just went back to their old ways. And so I had a lot of chats with them today about how we could improve that, why we're doing that, why we're feeling that way, why we feel like we need to do that, blah, 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 what we can do next time. So we'll see if tomorrow's any different. The afternoon was so chaotic that I had no time to talk to you at all. But it is currently 3:38 and I am going to head home and I am going to go on a walk with Matt because I need to touch some grass after this day. Much much needed. So that's what I'm gonna do. I look really sassy with these big old sunglasses. I like big ones a lot more than small ones. I feel like they just cover more sun. They finished those x-rays that I showed you that were so cute. They finished those, and then they did some centers, puzzles and games, and just like working on teamwork and like working with somebody else on one thing. That's like a skill that we're really trying to build in kindergarten. So they did centers with those kinds of things, and yeah, that's really all we did besides recess and snack. The things in the material we were doing was easy and fine and not stressful, but it was just the behaviors that were coming out of that were very stressful. So I'm gonna go touch some grass and relax and go on a walk. Goodness, I need it. I'd also add that as an assistant teacher, I don't usually have work that I have to do after school. Occasionally, I'll have to send an email, especially if I am the witness to like a situation that requires an email. At our school, if you witnessed it and you talk to the kids, then you have to send an email. So occasionally I'll have to do that after school, but I can usually just do that at home and then clock the hours. When I get in the morning, I can like write down how long it took me because I work hourly. I also have to update one of the kiddos' behavior charts every day after school, and like today I sat in the parking lot for like 10 minutes just writing the caption to that behavior chart because it needed a little more detail as to what went on today. But obviously I won't just like clock like 10 minutes, but one time I spent 2 hours writing like 3 emails because it was a very rough day and I was the witness to like all of it happening. So that kind of sucks when I have to go home and keep working and keep writing emails. I don't even know how lead teachers do it. Going home and lesson planning, oh my goodness. I don't even know how I could ever do that. That's kind of why I took this position, was to have a little more responsibility than like my college and high school jobs, but not like I'm not the head of the room. That's been kind of nice, that I can just go home and I can just kind of like leave work at work. Obviously, I'll think about all the things that I could have done differently and the things that I feel like I did wrong. Like when I get home, I've gotten better at that. I don't always just like ruminate, is that the term? I don't always just like ruminate on what I could have done better in a day, but definitely a lot of days I do. I've been trying to work on that. Tonight's not really a night that I'm gonna ruminate about anything. I think I handled everything the best way that I could have. It was just a difficult day, but it's literally 60 degrees right now. Let's go on a walk. For the traffic, but I'm now walking alone. We live really close to all of the college's like sporting arenas, so like the football, basketball, baseball. We live like walking distance to it all, and we walked past the baseball stadium, and apparently they were having a game tonight, and we looked up what time it started and it said in 20 minutes. So I basically just dropped Matt off to go watch baseball, and now I'm walking back alone. So we also chose to go the harder way. Now I'm just walking completely uphill, and it's not as embarrassing as when I'm with somebody and we're like both out of breath. But now that it's just me, I'm like completely out of breath just alone, but that's okay. I'm still touching grass. I am actually so happy that Matt went to that baseball game because I still have yet to film my review for Kingdom of Ash, and I haven't yet because, I mean, I only finished it last week, but I've been so busy, and when I'm here, Matt is also here, and I hate filming in front of anybody. He is like the most supportive person ever. Like, he supports what I do and everything, and he would not care if I was filming here, but I just like constantly get in my head about like if I'm speaking too loud or like if I'm saying something weird. So I'm kind of just glad that he is out at a baseball game right now and I am able to film a review for this bad boy. That's what I'm gonna do right now. Obviously, I'm trying to do content on the side of working a full-time job. So today's goal, as far as content goes, I want to try to post a TikTok, and then I need to film the review part of that video, and then I could be done and obviously film for this video. So that's the plan. My video has been filmed. That was the last part that I needed to film for my reading vlog of Kingdom of Ash. Very happy about that. I am currently making dinner now. Matt and I love the Better Goods brand at Walmart. I think it's Walmart's brand. I don't know. I think they like rebranded themselves and that's like the new Great Value, or like they still have Great Value. I don't know. It's like an upgraded Great Value. Their pizzas are so good. Tonight I'm doing the cauliflower pepperoni pizza and I'm gonna do a side of like roasted carrots. So I just did some olive oil and then I'm gonna do salt and pepper and some honey because I think that that would turn into like honey roasted carrots. A lot of times, especially with like vegetables, I just kind of throw some spices on and I just shove them in the oven and hope for the best. And that's what we're gonna do here because I just need some kind of vegetable with my dinner, and that's what we're doing. I did rot on the couch for like 30 minutes. The last 30 minutes I was just on Instagram Reels, which is totally fine. That was the first time that I have been on my phone like all of today, besides my lunch break. I didn't really care. As soon as I got home, I went on that walk. I think I don't know when Matt is coming back. I need to look up the score. Oh, he just texted me 2 minutes ago. Let's see what he said. He said coming home, so he is walking home right now. Those should be yummy, won't they? No.
I just saw you filming it, so.